Good evening and welcome back to Greasers and Goblins, episode 4, session 4, right? Oh my goodness. This evening we are going to start the top of the stream with leveling up. You guys are now level 2, not squishy babies anymore. So, with that, good evening once again. And let's start at the top of our order with Christian, level 2.
Okay, let me roll the die. Well, for level 2, I got a 2.
Heck yeah.
Appropriate.
Yeah, right.
Alrighty. So, adding to your hit points, was there anything else that you wanted to talk about with your level up? Anything that you are taking or adding? I know the big one will be till 3.
At level 2, I got Jack of all trades and Song of Rest. And
Very
I picked up a new spell.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, let's see if I use it this session.
I am waiting with anticipation. Next up, Damien, level 2.
Hello. Let's see how I do on my hit dice. I am going to do so well. I got a 10. Hell yeah.
Nice.
So
Nice.
my grand total of HP is bumped to 30.
Wow, nice and beefy for level 2. Love to see it. We love
We
those
do.
barb dice.
We love the barb dice. We love the D12. I almost got a 2 and I was really scared about it. But anyways, additionally, with another level of Barbarian, I get Danger Sense, so I get advantage on Dexterity save for things that I can see with my eyes. And I also get Reckless Attack, so I can hit things harder, but they can also hit me harder. That's
Yes.
equivalent exchange and whatnot.
We love Reckless. All right, next up to our lovely stream manager, Alan.
Here we go. 1d8. Oh, I got a 7.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm at 19 hit points now.
Okay.
For a rogue, I
And
think
what
that's
else you
pretty
got
alright.
going on with level 2?
Only one thing. I can dash, disengage, or hide as a bonus action with cunning action.
Very nice.
Hell yeah.
Alrighty. Next up to our beautiful, seductive Miss Chastity.
All right, rolling a d6. All right, I rolled a 4 plus 7, which is going to bring my hit points to 16.
To 16. Nice. Not bad for a little sorcerer.
Still
And
pushy, but it's okay.
And what else you got going on with level 2?
So at level 2, I gained sorcery points. Currently, I have 2 to use as bonus actions, and I picked up a 3rd level 1 spell slot, which we filled with Magic Missile.
Ooh, okay. We love to see it. And last but not least, Miss Sybil, who we finally have art for.
They're real.
You're up.
I rolled an 8, so I have 20 HP.
Nice. And what else you got going on with level 2?
I get to choose 2 Eldritch Invocations, which I chose Agonizing Blast and Repelling Blast. I learned a new spell, which I chose Fairy Fire, and I gained another spell slot, so I can cast 2 spells this time. And I'm also switching out one of my spells, so I learned Armor of Agathis.
Agathis.
Yeah, Agathis.
Love that spell.
It's a good one.
Agatha.
Agatha.
I'm so excited for that show.
That's right. I forgot they were doing that. Anyway.
Yes. Right in time for spooky season. All right, wonderful. Well, welcome to level 2, kids.
Wahoo.
Woo!
Wahoo.
Oh. With that in mind, I would like everyone except for Christian to roll a d20 for me, please. Starting with Damien.
We're at a crisp, just straight D20, don't add anything.
Correct.
7.
7. Alan.
5.
Okay. Chastity.
I rolled a 2.
Oh, geez.
This is
Also,
going so
whoever
well.
just did that beautiful dice tower dice roll, that sounded amazing in my ears. Sybil.
I got a 16.
Okay, Chastity. Would you give us a recap, please?
Okay. Frantically flips notes around. All right. So last. Whoop.
Oh, I was sorry. I was going to say,
Character?
in character.
Well, last session, we all woke up at the inn, and Teacup and I made our way to Alan and Christian's room to find out that Christian had just taken off and left a note, because that's so helpful, and we love that he did that. After sending Alan to go wake up Sybil and Damien from their activities, we all headed downstairs for breakfast, where we got to chat with Millie, and also Captain Barra. And before we left, we found out a little bit about the geography of where we were heading and our stops along the way, and Captain Barra was also so nice enough to fix up our wagon for us. So now it's covered, he stocked it with supplies, he stocked it with weapons and everything that we need, and that was just the kindest thing that he could possibly have done. From there, we made our way to Honey Bear Farms, where we met Honey and her lovely wife, and we helped them with their, was it a cockatrice, I believe? Their very large livestock. We helped collect some of the cockatrice's venom and move some of its eggs. And now it is, I believe, Honey who's with us, right?
Correct.
Okay, Honey came with us to our next stop, so that she is going to go sell the cockatrice venom. And we have currently stopped along the way to make camp, where Damien and Sybil insisted that it was a good idea for them to run off into the dark forest by themselves and go hunt, or
Yes.
so they say.
And that is exactly where we are going to pick up. Thank you.
Oh boy.
So, Damien and Sybil, you guys went off into the woods to supposedly hunt for dinner. Is that what you're actually doing?
Absolutely not.
No.
Okay. You guys talked about this beforehand, didn't you?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, God. Okay. So, you guys head off into the woods. The sun is setting and it is getting pretty dark. It's not very thick here as it was in the Phaedra forest, just some smattering of trees, mostly a lot of bushes and grass. So you'll probably see smaller creatures nearby, mostly birds. And as you're walking through, you do hear that nightlife start to come alive and wake up, as well as the daytime critters kind of settling in for the evening. You guys are walking together, watching as the campfire light disappears and fades away in the distance as you get farther and farther from camp. What would you like to do?
I think saying it would be against community guidelines, but
Okay. Does Sybil consent?
Yeah, she does.
Okay. Okay, so everyone back at camp. Sybil and Damien do not come back with dinner.
I hope they get parasites while they're out there.
well, I'll throw a javelin at something on the way back because I think it's funny. I'll see if it works.
I have a crossbow too.
Oh, hey, let's look at that. So, after would be when hunting actually begins.
Yeah.
Okay. So, After some time, you guys, after your little romp, you start to actually get your stuff together and start looking around. Could each of you roll me one perception check and one nature check?
Coolio. And that's kind of funny.
Is Damien not blind for once?
No, he still is.
Okay. Damn. I thought there was gonna be some hope there.
I wish. All right, I am ready.
Okay. Damien, what'd you roll?
I'm at a crisp 9. Well, actually, 8. Oh wait, no. That's right. I have proficiency in this. I just forget that because it never helps me. A 10 on perception and a 17 on nature.
Okay, I'm sorry, repeat the perception for me?
10.
10. Okay, and Sybil, what did you roll?
Not too far off. I got a 9 for perception and a 13 for nature.
Okay, so
Why are
looking
we doing
around,
this? Anyways.
working around for a little while, it does take you some time because it is nighttime at this point. The sun has set, and it is a little harder to see, albeit you guys do have dark vision, but finding things becomes a little bit more difficult. Eventually, you do come across a little burrow, where it looks like a squirrel family is nested.
Like I could just maybe get an arm in there and grab something.
You could. Would you like to roll a dexterity to attempt? Or actually, you know what? I'm going to make this a sleight of hand.
Could I bargain that it could be a grappling for athletics instead?
Yes, you can. Go ahead and try that for me.
Thank you. No rage this time. They're fucking squirrels.
Or so you think.
What a quirk. They're fucking squirrels.
It's gonna be like that one weird one in Baldur's Gate 3. Anyways, 18 to grab a squirrel to
Oh,
wrangle.
pretty easy. So you reach on in there and you grab one, and you kind of like quickly grab it by the tail. This wakes the others up, and they scurry and run past you. But you do have one in your hand so far. Did you or Sybil want to try again to capture a second?
Okay.
Okay.
Sybil wants to take a shot at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me, what skill would you prefer to use? Because at this point, it'll probably be something dexterity based.
I am proficient in sleight of hand.
At this point, because they are alerted, it wouldn't be sleight of hand. Just give me a straight up dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Or dexterity check.
A 19.
Nice. Okay. So that one was definitely a bit of a higher DC, but you did make it. You quickly snatch out with your much more agile kind of claw-tipped hands and grab a squirrel by the scruff of its back. And it like shakes around in your arms, kind of squealing. But each of you...
She just holds it up, says like, "Oh, caught one."
All right. And Damien will flick out a claw and just like very quickly, one swift motion for each of them.
Okay. So, you guys start to make your way back towards camp when you start to hear a low growl.
Oh god, it's the Squirrel King.
You do see
I
a flash of gray fur and yellow eyes.
do I have like a good beat on it? Like I know exactly where it is, or just a guesstimate of where it is?
It looks like it's crouched in the bushes about 30 feet from you.
Okie dokie.
You
At
said it was
this
gray
point,
fur?
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Like grayish white.
okay.
at this point, have we achieved at least a short rest?
Yeah. During the
Okay.
ride, you would have, absolutely.
Lovely, perfect. I'm gonna take out a big old hammer, and yeah, that's probably the way to do things. I'm gonna head on over. I don't think stealth is an option. It already sees us, so I'm just gonna give the hammer a few spins and boldly strut up to whatever monster awaits.
Okay. So, you start to approach, and it seems like this thing takes a step back before lunging out of the bushes. But yeah, bushes, and reaching out to attack you with a bite. It happens very quickly, but this is a wolf.
Okay, gotcha.
And
So,
I do something? If it's possible?
I will say this one had a sneak attack round on you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But then afterwards, absolutely.
Okay.
So, Damien, that is going to be a 18 to hit.
That one does hit me.
Alrighty. And then that is going to be 9 points of damage.
Okie dokie. Are we doing initiative, or are we just kind of going?
We can absolutely do initiative, but I am interested in hearing what Sybil has to say first. So, what were you gonna do?
Oh, I was just gonna cast Hex on it so that when he does hit it, deals extra damage.
Oh, you can absolutely do that next round.
Yeah.
Damien, you have this wolf on you. You know, we're gonna make this one a little loose. I kind of have it in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
You have this wolf on you and your hammer in hand. What do?
I'm going rage. I'm getting big and angry. And yeah, I'm just gonna crack this damn thing over the head. Let's go reckless. Let's have fun.
Okay.
Well, good thing I did reckless. It was worth it. So that's gonna be 16 on the hit.
That's exactly why I didn't do initiative. You immediately, in a very cartoon style, bonk it over the head, and it just you do feel the teeth like dig in and scratch, but immediately falls limp. It loosens and hits the ground with a thud.
Well, 15 was just a hit.
15 to hit.
Sorry,
Sorry,
it was six.
I thought
It
you.
was
I thought
16
that
to
you.
hit. The damage would be
I thought you rolled damage too. My bad.
12. 12
You
would be
still
damage.
same description. It's out.
I imagine it's just like a one-handed conk to the head.
Yep. So,
Double just
Wolf is out. It did not have that much HP. Do you guys want to take this back to camp?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he'll just haul it over his shoulder.
I imagine Sybil tries to pick it up, but she fails.
So,
Don't worry about it. There'll be other things you can do.
oop. Anyway.
You like to know, weather boy.
Oh my god. All right. So, you guys make it back to camp with your haul. You skin the squirrels as an appetizer and start working on the wolf meat. So, at the just with a little bit of downtime before we get to Loreheart and bring Christian back into the group. Anything that you guys would like to do this evening?
I think I'm good.
Okay. Okay. Alan, what about you?
Um,
Anyone you want to talk to, any conversations you want to have, anything you want to practice or study?
like what,
You tell me, kid. What do you want to do?
kid?
You're all playing teenagers.
That is true. Um, not that I can think of right now.
Okay. Damien and Sybil?
Now, I know you said that we skinned them, but do any of us know how to do that?
I would imagine Damien might. If not, Honey absolutely does and will help you out and actually show you. She
Okay.
shows you where to cut to get that first incision, how to like peel it back.
I think the whole time Damien is like, oh, I already know what I'm doing, and like not taking the instructions well, and then actually having to stop and listen
Yeah.
and follow along.
He's just like,
But he's
fine.
being stubborn about it. He's being annoying.
Oh, and Honey absolutely knows the type, so she's dealing with you actually pretty patiently.
Mm.
So she every time like you're like, no, I got it. She's like, okay, go ahead. And then like you kind of like misstep, and she's like, okay, so actually it's gonna be here, and you're like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Sure. Ugh.
um,
But probably would ask, is there worse things than wolves and squirrels in this place? Do we actually have to worry about being attacked or something?
she kind of looks around and she says, out here, probably not, but it depends where you go. Um, and she pulls out a map and she starts kind of like pointing to different regions. And she says, so this place has a lot of hill giants. This place down here, and she points at what looks like a little swamp region. You can only imagine the kind of things in there. Grung, lizard folk cultists. Oh, it's crazy down south, let me tell you.
What's so cool about a giant hill?
What's so cool about a giant? No, sweetie. A hill giant.
Yeah, isn't that what it is? Just a big hill?
No, no, no. You'll learn. You'll learn. She pats your arm. And then you
People are
just hear
worried about
Teacup.
hills. I imagine is what Damien says when he leans over to.
you actually hear Teacup, who is cooking the wolf stew. Teacup's making a little stew for you guys out of the wolf meat. Says hill giants are like really, really big, really, really mean people.
Cool. Can I like push one over? Probably.
Teacup says, I believe in you. I believe you can do whatever you put your mind to.
Why are you trying to be nice to me? He like narrows his eyes a little bit, like
Because you look like someone who needs someone to be nice to them.
I think he just assaulted you.
pity me, and then like just peel back the skin really hard.
Okay. And he goes back to stirring the pot. I didn't mean, okay, not
Literally
stirring.
and figuratively.
I
Teacup is
knew it. I
already
knew you
stirring
were
the
gonna-
pot. What do you mean?
Teacup has
Stop!
been stirring the pot all damn game.
Oh,
all
no.
game.
You've been stirring Teacup's pot. And
I've been stirring the teapot.
Yes.
I've been stirring the teacup.
Yeah. No. So, you guys sit down and have roasted squirrel and then wolf stew. So,
Delicious.
after having a nice down relaxing night, you guys go to camp in whichever way you please and whatever is most comfortable for you guys. Let's hear about watches. Who wants to keep an eye out first?
Damien will take it.
Okay, first watch. It's a
I'm gonna
pretty quiet.
perceive so hard. I'm gonna do so well,
Perceive so
guys.
It's pretty quiet after you eat dinner. I imagine you're just kind of picking your teeth with one of the bones.
Mhm.
Kind of just leaning back, looking up at the stars. Still not really sure about what's going on. Kind of like starting to come to terms with the fact that whatever this is, it might not be a dream. And you don't know where Christian is. You don't know what's going on. Make a perception check for me.
Christian comes out of the woods.
Uh-huh.
Oh my
You get
fucking
stabbed.
Not one.
Yeah, not one.
Bro, this is
Pretty
like
peaceful evening.
Can I get like the opposite of the observant feat? Like my passive perception and everything is just fucking worse. Like
you don't even
Negative
need
5.
it. It's already there,
I
buddy.
don't. I'm so bad at this. I don't know why.
This
but
I feel like
Damien
this
can't
is like
see.
so appropriate for you though.
You now
Yeah.
get disadvantage on all
It is.
perception rolls.
You have a peaceful, quiet evening, and it is uneventful. You're ready to go to bed and wake up the next person on watch. Who's up next?
Chastity will take it. I think she'll like try to sleep, but she mostly tosses and turns, so she volunteers to relieve Damien.
All right. So I
Feeling
would say you
antsy?
actually go ahead.
It was feeling antsy that Damien said when
Well, I mean, who wouldn't be? We're in the middle of the woods and on some other world dimension. You know what? I don't even want to think about it. I just want to sit here and stare. Good night, Damien.
yeah, it's pretty quiet, so it shouldn't be just if it really goes down, kick me hard. I don't wake up easy.
All right. Thanks.
Night.
Yeah, may I ask a question?
Yes, you may, sir. What's up?
At what point can we say Alan has finished the elven trance?
Probably about 4 to 6 hours within the night. So you could be third.
Because the trance is 4 hours.
So around that period.
Gotcha.
Is there something you would like to do?
I think like when he's done, like when he like comes out of it, he would probably stroll out like of the or like if he's sleeping outside, he'll like just wake up and
Okay.
like kind of
So
just
you
stand up.
So when you you just I just imagine your eyes open and you're just like rise.
Like a
um
corpse in a coffin.
like oh my god.
Back ramrod
Like
straight
Mushu.
levering up.
I live.
I live. Yes, exactly. So, you wake up to see Chastity just at the beginning of her watch, actually. So, Chastity, you are having a quiet, uneventful evening, alone with your thoughts, when you literally just see movement that looks Alan shaped as he just sits up, stands, and turns to look at you.
So I think Chastity, from wherever she's sitting on whatever tree stump, is 100% going to like hop and turn around and freak out. So she was like staring up at the sky, looking around, kind of lost in thoughts, and then she notices it and she's like, "Oh my god, Alan,
Oh,
you scared the crap out of me.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you.
Do you always get up like that?"
Well, I guess it. He like looks at himself and he says, "It. I don't know. It feels like I'm already awake.
What do you mean?
Like I know it's still dark, but it feels like I slept the whole night already."
It's not been that long. Are you sure?
Yeah, I feel okay.
All right.
I
Well,
sorry. I really didn't mean to scare you.
that's all right. It's not even you. It's everything about this place sometimes. It's not right.
Yeah, it is. It is a little strange.
Well, do you want to take over here?
I mean, if you want to still sleep, I can probably keep an eye out.
I haven't been able to fall asleep yet, so I guess ought to try. All right. Thanks.
Really quick, before you do, can both of you make a perception check for me? Starting off with Alan
16.
and Chastity.
10.
So, both of you just hear a really loud snore from Damien's tent.
Damn. Can't believe you out me like that.
You're a lion. I imagine he has like the biggest snore. And it's like half snore, half growl.
Chat's inquiring, is Alan taller elf form than human?
Yes,
Or
I was gonna ask. I think so, but that's up to Alan.
Wait, what's up to me?
Is Alan's new form taller than his human one?
Probably by like maybe 3 or 4 inches. Just a little growth.
It's the ears.
Yeah, the ears make most of his height.
Alrighty. So, Chastity, you do actually wish to go to bed, or will you stay up with Alan for a bit?
Well, before we make decisions, can we look over at Damien? Is he like on his back? What sleeping position is he in?
He's on his stomach.
Okay. Chastity look over at Alan and be like, I'm never gonna be able to sleep if he keeps snoring like this. Help me move him.
Help me move him.
Move.
You hear a Are you actually going to move him?
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
You want to move him?
Yes, I can't with the owls and the everything else. The last thing I need is Damien's big, loud, obnoxious mouth, even when we're supposed to be asleep. So just help me flip him onto his side, and hopefully it'll stop.
That's so good.
Okay. He
Oh my god.
hesitantly follows you to Damien.
Oh my god. I'm gonna need okay, so there's two ways you guys could do this. I'm going to need you guys to roll a strength check. Now, each of you could roll one, or one of you could roll with advantage. How would
Can-
you like to do it?
Can Alan give Chastity advantage?
Sure.
Because Chastity is stronger.
Chastity is
Okay.
strong.
So he will
All
he
right.
will help you.
Okay.
Perfect.
I'll
So
roll with it.
roll with advantage. Perfect.
All right, so that's our first roll. Was a nat 1, so not that one.
Oh my god.
Next roll was add my modifier, right?
Mhm.
With the
Oh,
modifier,
Jesus.
it's still gonna be just an 11.
Okay. Now, with your modifier, do you have proficiency in strength checks?
No.
Okay. So, an 11. You start to push him over, and you think you like move him a little, but you don't get to roll him on his side, and then you hear a little toot.
How dare you? This is unfair. I am losing my player agency as we speak.
Information of character.
The only
Defamation
kind of
character.
railroading I do.
How dare you?
The
The question I have is, does Damien notice this? Does it stir him awake?
So that is exactly what I was going to have you roll next. Damien, can you roll a con save to stay asleep or wake up?
I thought you were going to say
Uh,
perception.
Can roll to perception
gonna-
at
I
disadvantage.
think it would be very funny to roll perception at disadvantage. If I could
Sure.
ask for that, actually,
Yes,
that would be
go
awesome.
ahead. Go ahead. Perception at disadvantage.
One's a natural 20. Guys, I actually rolled good. I got an 18.
Damn, the one
So-
time that he rolled good.
When it doesn't matter.
Then
Damien.
that 20 doesn't count.
Damien.
Mhm.
You do not get woken up by the pushing because it feels very soft, kind of like
Yeah.
someone is just hugging you really tightly. But your fart wakes you up.
The indignity of it all.
All right. I am getting a ticket to San Diego as we speak, and I'm going to end our DM. So
No! Not you just doxing me on stream.
Oh,
it's
man.
a big place.
Man, they're totally gonna find you with that
It's
description.
a big place with a lot of people in it.
I'm kidding.
Of course, he meant the San Diego in Belgium specifically.
Yeah, in
I
Belgium.
just want to say, it seems like I'm being defended in chat. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just thought it was funny. I just thought it was funny.
It's okay. Where are we?
Go ahead,
We woke
Damien.
up.
Oh my god. Chat's right. I do have your address. I could swat you. Anyway.
No, it's illegal.
I know it is. I know. I know it's not funny to get swatted on stream, especially when we don't have our cameras on and you can't see it happening. Anyways.
That's the
Fair enough.
problem here.
All right, so
Actually-
Damien woke up.
Damien woke up. Come on.
Something happen? He's got like half lidded. He's not even really paying attention.
I think at being caught, instead of jumping back, Chastity's actually gonna freeze, and she's still half over Damien.
Ooh, spicy.
Is this like something new you're getting into, or is this like something that you just haven't gotten to do before? Really taking the limits with the whole fantasy world?
So Chastity's gonna like hear all this and like shake herself back to reality and be like, "You were snoring, you oaf, and I just needed to get some sleep. So we were going to move you onto your side. That's all."
That's the case then. Go on. And he continues to lay on his stomach.
I think Chastity is going to get really angry at that, and her face starts flushing purple. And rather than trying to actually push him again, she's just going to start kicking him in the side. And she punctuates every word with a kick. And she just goes, "You are incorrigible."
I am in love with what's happening.
And I'm just here
Good.
watching this all happen.
Yeah, this is Alan's watch.
Could
I'm
I,
Am I still asleep during all of this?
could I, in the middle of that, grab one of her ankles?
God.
Hold on. Yes, but please hold. Sybil, roll a perception check with disadvantage. I can't. You guys, I can't.
Oh, I got a
breathe.
natural one.
Oh, you can't get lower than that,
You-
so
you don't. You are sleeping like a baby.
Damn.
Which I don't know why that's a saying. I feel like babies don't sleep very well.
They really
It depends. It depends how they're raised.
Very
Some-
true.
Some sleep very well if they are used to loud environments. And if you are raised in a quiet environment, you don't really sleep well with loud noises. And when you grow up, you don't really break that habit. Fun
That
fact.
means
Heaven's a child
you grew up in
psychologist.
a chaotic household. All right. So, Damien, roll a grapple check.
Thank you. That's gonna be a good ol' with athletics, comes out to 19.
Ugh.
You grab that ankle. What are you doing?
It's like as soon as she's about to do another kick, he looks up. My mom raised me a certain way, but I have limits to my patience. Don't do it again. Flicks her ankle away, rolls over on his back, and shuts.
Oh.
I think Chastity's gonna get mildly embarrassed, but also really angry. And she turns purple again, but at this point, she just puts her hands down to her side and goes, "Whatever." And she walks off and she plops back where she was at watching because she does not feel like she's gonna go to sleep right now.
Aw. Okay. So it's just Alan and Chastity now. If you guys would like to discuss what just happened.
Alan doesn't approach you right away because he saw that you were pissed. But he'll wait a minute and then he'll slowly walk over to where you are. And then he says, well, that could have gone a lot better.
Yeah. Alan, I'm sorry I dragged you into that. That was stupid.
It's no problem. Really. I was okay. I'm just glad it wasn't worse.
Yeah. You're right. I'm sorry. It's just everything about the situation sets me on edge, and sometimes I feel like I just can't think straight anymore. And I don't really feel like myself.
Yeah, she can't think straight.
Sydney,
sorry.
can be
Hey,
reflective.
listen. If canon things can happen to my character, they can happen to yours too. I think I don't think Damien goes to sleep immediately. I think he listens in for.
Oh, interesting. I like that.
Yeah, it is. I know it's all really strange and confusing, and we don't know what's happening, but I mean, at least out here, it seems like there's things that can hurt us. So we have to try to stick together to some degree, even if we don't all quite get along.
You're right. You're right. And God, Alan, how do you manage to be so calm?
Well, I actually don't know. I just
What do you-
it just feels like I've I've seen lots of things, and I've seen how people can be when they're experiencing different emotions, when they're angry or sad and things like that. And I know that especially in something like this, someone has to be able to see things clearly. I guess you could say the voice of reason. Though
Hmm.
I've never talked much. But I don't want anything bad to happen to any of us.
I don't either. Of course, I don't either. Thanks, Alan. Thanks again.
Of course. And
And sorry.
I mean, if you don't feel like you can sleep, we can at least keep watch over the camp. I'd be okay for the night, I feel, but if you start to feel tired and you want to try to sleep, you certainly can.
Thanks. I'm gonna try one more time. If I don't fall asleep in the next hour or so, I'll join you, okay?
He nods to you.
And Chastity's gonna get up and she's gonna head back to her tent and try to go back to sleep.
And then once Chastity goes and to get herself to try to sleep, Alan will set himself up and keep a vigilant eye on the surroundings.
Okay. So, the rest of the night goes rather peacefully. Nothing crazy. A couple of hooting owls. But that's pretty much it. Eventually, the sun comes up, and you hear Honey yawn and stretch. Time to get on the road, she says.
Uh,
And one by one. Sorry, go ahead.
Alan like turns around and he says, "Oh, good morning."
Good morning. I hope you're well rested.
I feel so.
Good. Because we got a couple more hours to go, and then we'll be at Loreheart. So I think it'd be best to just push through it and get breakfast once we arrive. Does that sound good?
Yes, sounds good to me.
Perfect. And one by one, you guys start to wake up.
Damien does not look good this morning.
Oh, probably not.
No.
So, you guys get on the road unless there's anything that you wanted to happen this morning.
Can Chastity, real quick before they go, like if they're packing the wagon, just like tap Damien on the shoulder?
Mm-hmm.
So she just kind of looks down at the ground once Damien turns around and looks at her, but she says very low, she's like, Damien, can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah, sure. And just kind of like froze whatever he's got and
So once they're like a little bit out of earshot, Chastity starts to like wring her hands a little bit and she settles on kind of like crossing her arms over herself and hugging them, and she's still looking down and she's clearly very embarrassed. And she goes, I just wanted to apologize for what I did last night. It was stupid and unnecessary, and I'm really sorry.
Can't say this is what I expected. I'm not usually the one who gets apologized to.
Well, you had a point about the fact that I was doing too much, and Helen reminded me and made me realize that there's no point to be fighting among ourselves, especially over things that don't really matter. So I'm sorry.
Jesse, what do you think about this whole situation thing as a whole? I think my theory's starting to bite it.
I don't like the situation one bit. I'm not comfortable in this world, and I'm even less comfortable not knowing why we ended up here.
Hmm. Hmm. You know one thing that I have see before?
What?
I got to see you fucking pissed. He's got a smile.
Chastity sighs and she rolls her eyes and she goes, all right, well, don't get used to it.
No, I think I might actually.
She's just gonna shake her head and start walking back towards the wagon.
She looks damn good when she goes. Fuck. and then makes it to her
Brother.
back.
Okay. So, you guys get your wagon packed. Teacup settles in next to Damien on the driver's seat.
I think his head is bothering him too much to argue.
Okay. Honey sitting in the back with the rest of you. And you guys make your way as Teacup points and leads and gives the directions of which way to go, which isn't very hard because it's one road. So you just keep following it. And from where you are, once you get about a mile away from your camping ground, you do start to see the silhouettes of buildings in the distance. You can tell you're about an hour or two's ride away from your destination. As you guys continue the journey, Teacup will look over to you, Damien, and just give like a light tug on your sleeve.
Yeah. You oversized mouse.
Mm. You know, you may keep being mean to me, but that doesn't mean I have to stop being nice. But it feels like you're trying to get me to stop being nice. And I don't understand.
That's a lot of words right now. What did you actually want?
That I want to understand.
You want to understand me?
No, not you per se. I want to understand why you don't like when people are nice to you.
I mean, I'm fine with it. I don't really know what you're talking about.
Then I guess I want to understand why you're so mean to me. Damien's actually just allergic to rabbits. I'm sorry, that made me laugh.
That'd be really funny, actually.
Roll for allergy.
No.
I don't know. This whole place is weird and unusual. Damn sense. And well, you're like if they took all of that and crammed it into one thing, talk incessantly.
But and Teacup's holding this blue jar in its lap, and it looks down at it, and it looks back at you.
What the hell is that thing anyway? Do you even know?
It's an ingredient for my master's next work.
What if it's like a bomb or something?
It's not. Do you want to try some?
Do I want to try some?
Yeah, you seem like you like to drink weird things.
Oh my god, if that's Curacao. I think he will just like start to open it if Teacup lets him.
So what Teacup actually does is Teacup holds it a little tighter and then whispers. And with your hearing, it sounds so normal. But Teacup
So
whispers,
normal.
okay, but you have to promise not to tell anyone. My master would be so mad if I even spilled it, let alone shared it, okay?
Sure.
Okay, so Teacup reaches into its bag and takes out like a teacup-sized teacup, which is so small for you, it's like a shot glass, and dips it into the blue jar. And then hands you the cup.
Please be booze. Please be booze. Please be booze. And he takes it.
So you shoot it like a shot, I assume.
Yep, exactly.
It feels warm, yet cold.
Ugh.
It feels smooth, yet bubbly. And it's like everything in your mouth at once. And the taste is like nothing you've ever had. It's fruity and floral. There's like a little bite and a little bitter aftertaste once it's gone down. But that first initial taste, it's like a sugar bomb mixed with tea. It tastes like a crazy tea. And you just, smack your lips a little and you hand him back the teacup. And he's just staring at you. They don't really know what to expect. And for a minute, you're like, okay, that tasted good.
Was something. Eh.
And about, you keep riding. The conversation kind of goes to a lull. And then about 10, 15 minutes later, everything starts to look real bright and colorful.
God, it was.
Oh, he's on acid.
Life has joy again. Of course, he must have consumed alcohol. Like.
And you feel happy and sad and grateful and joyous and confused and warm.
Is it like too much at once.
You are definitely a little thrown off. Would you say, I know Damien drank, but would you say he ever took any like hallucinogenics?
Um,
God, it was
I-
drugs.
it was damn, it was
Drugs.
drugs. I feel like I've definitely thrown in that he's totally done pot. I don't feel like it would be
Like no shrooms.
out of character for him to do it once, maybe. I mean, like, depends on
Has
the types
Christian
of
convinced
parties
you?
that. Christian could easily convince Damien to do something. It would not be hard at all. It would
I just
be.
have to roll up and be like, "Yo, you want this?" And I
Yeah.
was like,
I
Yeah,
mean,
want-
you probably have then. Let's be
yeah, I
honest.
imagine. At least
I-
one, say.
I would say that the only thing you can compare this to, and even then it's not the same, is if you accidentally, and by accidentally I mean you totally not accidentally, took
Mhm.
too many shrooms.
Well, don't you know that if you have a cigarette when you're drunk, it doesn't count? It's the same kind of concept. If you do shrooms and you're already plastered, doesn't even matter. Ooh. Okay.
You're not upset about it, but you do start to wonder if it's affecting your ability to drive.
Nah.
That's never bothered me before. I'll keep going.
Sure, it
Isekai
hasn't.
Part 2.
do the rest of us notice that the ride has gotten worse?
You know what, Damien, roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
Hell
God.
yeah. I got proficiency in those bad boys. Oh, and I rolled very well. That's gonna be grand total 25.
Yeah, you guys are fine. Smooth ride.
All is
I'm
well.
so normal, guys. Don't worry about me.
Like, you're not seeing things. You just feel crazy.
Shapes and colors.
Oh my god, Maggie.
Shapes and colors.
Yeah, shapes and colors, exactly. So the the next the last, I should say, the last 45 minutes of the drive is strange. You guys do feel like it go off path every now and then, like, but you just kind of assume the road is a little rough. Otherwise it's a pretty easy and smooth ride. And Teacup says to you, Damien, if you pull right in here, you should be able to hold the cart up at the stables. And you see these spires, these big towers with large pointed steeples. As these white, almost alabaster looking buildings come into view. And then more closer, more immediate, these smaller buildings, you know, what looks like normal shops and homes and taverns. There's not much of a wall around the city. It's not a fortified city. But there is this big, beautiful gate archway that is decorated with streamers and colorful flags. And you do see two guards posted outside.
This place is crazy, man.
Oh yeah, wait till we get inside. There's gonna be so much partying happening.
Oh, there's an inside?
Yeah. And
Whoa.
Teacup will wave. Whoa. Teacup... Teacup will wave at the guards. Hello. Good morning. The guards nod at Teacup. almost like they knew them.
Mhm.
And Teacup says, "Okay, left."
He does like the thing with his fingers for a second. This one, and then goes left.
This one. You go left, and eventually you find the stables, and you are directed on how to park and hitch the horses.
Damien
You see,
looks goddamn chill now.
yes, you see Teacup show the stable boy some kind of letter, and the fee is waived.
Cool.
Okay, you guys have arrived in Loreheart City. Welcome. As you guys hitch up your horses, Honey jumps out and starts unhitching what she needs. All right, I'm going to go check in at my usual spot. If you want to meet me at the Winery Well for drinks later, that's where I'll be at. And tomorrow I will be working my stall, so come on by and say hi, all right?
Ooh, drinks.
She looks at you and she says, "I hope you're all right," and then hands a pouch to Alan.
Oh.
It jingles and feels heavy in your hand.
Peek inside.
You take a peek and it is full of gold coins. Exact amount is 500.
Damn, that's a lot of money.
We're less poor.
Well,
So I believe that should be
are
about
we
100.
getting an even split?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'll hand it off and leave you guys to split it up. Probably not to Damien. But
Just gives Damien his amount and just is like, "Here you go, buddy."
yeah.
Whoa.
And as
Money's
your it is. So you guys take all your money, separate it. Chastity.
So Chastity's noticing as we're separating the money, she puts the extra 100 and she slips it back in. She goes, "Well, guess we're gonna have to save that for Christian should he ever show up again."
Where
Dang.
did
Yeah.
that guy go?
I'm not sure. Maybe I wonder if he found his own way here.
How could he find his own way here? We don't know the way here.
Ooh. See, facts.
I mean, Christian just kind of knows things. Just what he does.
Well, when he
He
left the
certainly
letter,
knows things, all right.
when he left the letter, it seemed like he had some idea of what he was doing. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him here already.
And Chastity mutters under her breath, and I wouldn't be surprised if he were dead in a ditch somewhere.
Oh. Dang. So, as you guys leave the stalls where you parked your cart, stables where you parked your cart, you make your way through the center of town. You begin to notice, just like the entrance, the decorations that are strewn about. Flags and banners hanging from lantern post to lantern post. Confetti covers the ground as well. Stalls upon stalls line the streets. You see one vendor selling chocolates, candied apples, breads, and other various sweets. It's kind of like this big, burlier, hairier looking creature with these large tusks coming out the bottom of his jaw. The creature that's running the stall hands a lollipop to a small gnome girl who runs by. He waves with a smile and a deep, guttural laugh. A gnomish woman follows behind, presumably the girl's mother. She smiles. "Thanks, Barry. You're too sweet. She winks. No pun intended. And the creature with his deep guttural voice, well, I know the fizzy pops are Fee's favorite. The man's voice sounds like a raspy growl.
Ooh. Candy. And I think he's gonna start to head over.
So, you head over to the stall. Does anyone else follow?
Yeah, I'll follow.
Might as well.
Okay.
Yep, we'll go.
All right. Oh, welcome. Welcome. Sorry, my voice. I'm sorry. Welcome. New faces. I usually know most of my customers in town, so where are you guys hailing from?
We're not from around here by quite a ways.
Oh, well, welcome to Loreheart City. You came at a perfect time. Our midsummer festival, mid-year festival. One of our festivals is happening currently soon. This is just about the day before things really kick in, and he points to the building behind the stall. This is my shop, but I figured I'd post up front. You guys want to try anything?
What do you got?
Damien blinks like a lizard or a has-been hotel character, one eye at a time. Um,
Slow blink.
yeah, and then it just gets out. Apple.
He laughs. All right, how about try this one? And he hands you this big, juicy apple on a stick, covered in like this translucent, multicolored candy shell. You guys read the sign, Sweetheart Confections. And he says, "My name is Jamberry."
You serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. Is that a problem?
Bam, Jerry.
No.
Do you actually say "Bam, Jerry"?
I think he does. I think he absolutely does.
He says, he says, "Close enough."
Money.
Money.
How
Yes.
how much? Mm.
That'll be, new faces. How about you just take it as a sample? If you want more, that's what keeps you coming back.
Awesome.
I think
Thank you,
Chastity's
Bam, Jerry.
Chastity's gonna hear all this and notice the fact that Damien's gone really sluggish, and she's gonna like scooch over next to him and like elbow him a little bit and be like, Damien,
Mm.
what's
Hmm?
wrong? Why are you talking like that?
Don't know what you're.
You sound like you're still asleep. What's going on?
I mean, the sample a little bit of Teacup's brew, if you know what I mean. It does like an elbow.
Teacup holds the jar and starts like strapping it over his head, you notice?
So Chastity's gonna whip around to Teacup and go like, Teacup, a word?
You just said one.
Teacup, can you come with me, like, over here, please?
Oh. Yeah. And Teacup scoots, and you also notice that Teacup got a lollipop.
Okay. Well, Chastity's gonna, like, crouch down to Teacup's level and try and talk quietly and remain as calm as she can. She goes, Teacup.
Yeah.
Did you let Damien drink the blue sparkle sledge that you've been carrying around?
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Well, he asked.
He asked, and you said yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And
I wanted him to like me.
that is not how we make friends.
Oh, why not?
Because Damien cannot be trusted drinking most things, especially not sparkly magical blue liquids that we know nothing about.
It's from a root.
It's from a root. Okay.
I got it from a fey hag.
Faye,
That cloud looks like an octopus.
I'm sure it does.
are you sure you can't tell us what this stuff does? We need to know if Damien's gonna get worse.
Oh, I don't really know, but no, it should wear off in an hour.
An hour. Okay, great. Never open that jar for any reason ever again, please.
Do you want to try some?
Absolutely not. But thank you so much. Please stop
Okay.
offering it.
Okay, so I don't know what it does, but I do want you to know that the Fey Hag is in fact my master's trusted colleague.
Wonderful. Please keep the jar closed.
Okay, you'll want it once it's what does my master say? Perfected. He's gonna add it into something, and then it's gonna create something else.
Yes, so let's make sure we save it for your master so that he has enough. Nobody else takes any more sips of it. We don't open it for nothing.
Okay.
All
Can I
right.
have a sip?
No.
Come on, sharing's caring.
If you tell my master, I'll be really upset.
We won't tell your master. We'll just not do this again. Sybil, you can grab your drinks later. For now, let's just figure out what we need to do.
Okay. So, Teacup has a fizzy pop. The fizzy pop is kind of like a lollipop if it were made out of pop rocks.
Hmm.
And you just kind of like hear it like popping and crackling in Teacup's mouth. And the candy apple tastes freaking amazing, and it's not just because you're probably high.
Yeah, I think Damien spends a long time licking that thing. Maybe a little bit uncomfortably too long.
Oh, you at one point, like your just big lion tongue like just wraps around it in a
Ew.
very yeah, and then you just like take a bite into it, and like your big like lion fang just sinks in and like cracks the outer shell.
Seed.
That's hot.
Okay, okay,
That's
moving
hot.
on.
Tongue work. Let's go.
Okay. I'm going to be very honest. This is a bad time, I am aware, but I, the DM, need a potty break. May we take a 5?
We can take
Sure.
a 5.
Thank you. I'm so sorry.
All
You're
right.
good. We've been streaming for like what, an hour now?
Hour
Yeah,
and a
just
half.
over.
There you go. It's not bad.
Hour of playtime.
Yeah.
All
And
right,
we
we'll
still
see
have
how
more
this-
to come after this short break.
Yes, and we'll
Haha,
finally get
come.
back to Christian. All right, see you guys soon. Welcome back. We are in Loreheart City, and we're finally going to get back our favorite mysterious axe murderer.
In Shell City.
Shell City. Okay, so you guys continue through the city, and you spot a stall covered in beautiful flowers and other plants. 2 women, a dwarf and a halfling, seem to be running the cart together. The dwarf woman is handling the money while the halfling puts together gorgeous bouquets. Some other stalls you see is a weaponry and smithy ran by another feline-looking fellow.
Hmm.
You see another stall selling books and other paper items, scrolls and the like. And you continue your way through this area of Loreheart. It definitely seems more of a residential, cozy area with more of a market space, really. And you actually learn And you actually learn as you are going through that this is the shopping district of Loreheart City. Wow, tell me how you really feel.
Well, he's high, so
Yeah,
Fair enough.
He's high.
That's what it is, buddy.
He
That's all
is
it is.
on
Don't worry.
hallucinogenics.
And eventually, this main road starts to widen and branch off into different streets and roads and alleyways. And you get to this signpost that points you into different directions. The one pointing from the direction you came says shopping district. Then you see one pointing that says the historic district, the temple district, the development district. Which way would the party like to go?
Is Damien still tripping?
You're at this point, you're not like coming down from it just yet, but you've kind of peaked where it's not getting any worse. And you're just kind of relaxed. Like a wave of calm just comes over you.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's kind of like what do they call it? Hitting the pocket?
I don't know that one actually, so I can't confirm or deny that.
Never mind.
Hitting the pocket.
Or like getting or something with a pocket. I'm not a stoner.
Who amongst us is doing regular party drugs to be able to answer this question?
Good question. Sinking the pocket like pool, maybe? I don't know. I think pretty much done with his apple and down to the core. He still brings it up for another bite.
Give me a quick second. There is something a little distracting going on. My apologies for the little interruption. I'll be right with you.
The little
Yeah, words.
interruption's name is Rain. But anyway.
Okay, thank you. Apologies.
Was that correct?
No. What did you even say? I'm sorry.
I said it was your dog.
No, something else. I will privately put it in our chat later. So, which way would the party like to go?
What were our options again? I'm sorry.
It is the shopping district where you just came from, the historic district, the temple district, and the development district.
I mean, we have money now. We could stop and shop.
You could stop and shop. What would you guys like to do?
I'm down for shopping.
You're down for shopping? What about Alan? It is okay. It is absolutely 100% okay if you guys would like to split up. This is a safe place, I promise.
I know Alan, the historical district strikes Alan's fancy.
Yes, it does. Teacup actually says to you, Alan, if you were to say that out loud, I'd actually really like to go too. Could I come?
Yeah, you can come with me. You
Yay!
probably know this place better than I do anyway, so I'll need a guide.
Teacup throws up his fuzzy little fists. Alan and Teacup adventure for the win! And starts to climb onto your back and sit on your shoulder.
Well, unless anyone else wants to come with me, maybe we can meet up again in a little bit.
The core is gone and Damien is chewing a stick.
Okay.
Going to the library? Sounds boring.
Damien, where are you going?
He did not listen to anybody going anywhere.
Okay. So at this point, it's pretty much who do you want to follow as the party starts to split? Where do you walk?
So it's Alan Teacup, Chastity, and Sybil.
Mhm.
Probably wherever Sybil.
Yeah, okay.
It
All right,
makes the
so
most sense to him right now.
let's start with Alan and Teacup. You guys make your way into the historic district. And this is where you start to see those spires that I was talking about. You see these beautiful buildings with amazing architecture. Something feels familiar about them. Maybe it was in the books that you studied back on Earth. At least it's nice to know that something is familiar in all of this. The buildings are capped with blue shingles, and everything about this place is bright and colorful and charming. Definitely not what you're used to. And you see a whole crowd of people walking about in this area. There's art sculptures and statues, benches, this big fountain in the middle of this park with carefully sculpted hedges. A really, really big building that you start to hear mutters about. And you pick up that this is the main spot of Loreheart City, the Bard College of Inspiration. That is renowned for its library.
So
I think did our stream go down? No, sorry. My phone just did a weird thing.
my heart sank for a sec.
No, I was so
I
scared.
was like, I didn't get an error, so I don't think so. So I guess after he hears the talk about like the Bard College, I'm gonna assume he doesn't like innately have any knowledge of like what a Bard College is.
Yeah, fair enough.
So after he hears it and he's like walking and looking at it, he'll say to Teacup, or he'll ask Teacup, so I'm not sure if you know, but what exactly is the Bard College for? I'm assuming it's for learning, but
Yeah, it's for bards to learn them how to be bards.
what
You know what those are, aren't you? Don't you? You know what those are, don't you? Sorry, I know the common language.
I mean, I don't really know much or really anything at all. Could you explain?
Teacup narrows their eyes at you. Yeah. So, bards, there's a few kinds of bards, right? So, normally, bards sing songs and tell stories and write poems. And usually, bards are the writers of history books. Not all the time, though. Some historians do not like to be called bards, they take great offense to it. But then there are like professors and librarians, and sometimes they're bards because they go around and travel and learn history and stories and they recount them. And there's other bards that like do painting. There's other bards that do cooking. There's some bards that like do sword fighting and they make it look all dancy. And there's other bards that are kind of creepy and mean. And they like prey on your mind. And like Teacup like wiggles his little fuzzy fingers in like the weird way over your head.
That does sound a little spooky.
And this Bard College, Teacup gestures with his fuzzy little paw, teaches a lots of different kinds of bards. And mostly they specialize in the story kind and the art kind.
Story and art, huh?
Yeah, there's some, and Teacup points over to like this, what would basically be the lawn of the college, where you kind of see these two students who are fencing, but they're making it look much more dramatic and they're doing it with flair. And Teacup says that's the sword kind.
Oh. It does kind of look like a performance.
And Teacup says, so this festival is pretty much like all of the students inviting their parents and also welcoming the new students and their parents who are about to start for the next school year. So basically, all the students are coming in, they're accepting their offers to start at the college, they're getting their class list. All the parents get to see the campus and meet other parents and other students and the professors. And the whole city makes it this big thing since so many people come far and wide.
And I heard some of the people we were walking by, they said something about a library.
Yeah, and Teacup points to the big building. It's that one in the college.
Are people who are attending the festival allowed to be inside?
It is open to the public, but I hear for a small fee. Students can get in for free, obviously.
I'm a little curious about what kind of books they have in there.
Me too. I've only been in once. With my master, we got in for free. Because my master's important.
Well, I'd like to go in there and look around, if you want to
You know,
come with.
maybe my special letter will get us in.
Your letter?
And Teacup like shows you this letter. It has a beautifully scrawled signature and a wax stamp seal at the bottom.
Well, I think it's worth a try. And Alan will start walking towards the entrance of the library or the building.
Onward, my noble steed.
He kind of smiles at that and continues to walk.
So, as you make your way through the historic district, you pass bookstores, stationery stores. You do see one store that is selling uniforms and other various clothes, other items that you would need. A lot of bard things, and a lot of just like school things. This is you do see like different museums as well on your way. And as you're walking up one of the paths to get to the main building, you do hear a little bit of muttering. Roll a perception check for me.
It's a 18.
Wonderful. you see a figure kind of walking a little slow, not really looking in the best of shape. And it seems like it's caught the attention of some nearby folk who were muttering about the sight of this person. And this is a familiar figure to you, as you come across Christian.
Define what you mean by doesn't look well.
Christian, define what doesn't look well.
So as you see me, you'll see me probably take my hands, rub them through the front of my hair, marking the front of it red with blood. I look bruised and beaten.
That he says that real quick out loud. And then he like looks around for a sec. Is he leaving a trail of blood? Or does Alan see a trail of blood?
I'd probably say no. It just seems like it's that streak that he just like kind of pushed through his hair. Maybe a little bit trickling down the side of his face.
I will go up to him cautiously.
Christian, you do see one of your traveling compatriots approach.
With a rabbit on his shoulders.
With Teacup. Yeah. How would you guys like to proceed?
Christian?
Oh, good. You guys made it.
Are you bleeding?
I will take my hand from that I just ran through my hair, look down. Just a little bit, yeah.
What happened?
It's a long story.
Well, let's not be the center of attention. And he'll like kind of gesture to like move off to not be in the middle of the street.
I'll follow, yeah.
And then once we're like out of the road itself and like more closer to the side near like buildings or whatever, well, first he's gonna take a look at your hand that has blood on it. Does it look like there's a gash or his hand was cut?
My hand was not cut. The cut is on my forehead.
Oh, it is on your forehead. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I potentially have some kind of like fabric or something to use as like a makeshift bandage?
Teacup says, I can help.
Let's
And
wrap up that wound real quick.
no need, Teacup says. He rummages in through his bag, and they pull out a bottle with this bright red liquid. Drink it! Teacup shoves the bottle and uncorks it and hands it to you, Christian.
And what would this be?
A healing potion.
Shit it down.
You do start to feel better. As you start to drink it, it feels warm and a little spicy. And where you were feeling sore, you start to ease up a bit. It's kind of like taking aspirin. Uh, but also, you do notice the bleeding stops and it starts to just dry up along your hairline.
Wow, that works wonders.
My master made it. Actually, I made it, and because he taught me. So it's a teacup original.
Very interesting.
Christian, what?
Yes.
Everyone was wondering where you went. You said you had to check on things in your letter.
What letter? I didn't leave a letter.
Is this really the time to be lying and telling jokes?
That's not a lie. I stepped out to get some fresh air. And then a sack went over my head and I was taken.
You were taken to here?
Yeah. Seems like whoever took me, I think they thought I was someone else.
Well, what did they say to you?
Well, they took me, beat me a bit. They were thinking I was someone named Mendax Umbra.
Mendex Umbra.
Yeah, I don't know either. But they must have pissed someone off.
And they just let you go?
You know, I'm pretty good at talking my way out. Also, didn't really work at the start, but after a bit I made them realize they had the wrong person.
Should we find him and take care of him? In a bad way.
I'm not sure if they're still in town.
Okay.
But
Weird.
if you were kidnapped, that doesn't explain who left the letter. Alan probably doesn't have. Does Alan have the letter, or does Chastity have it? I forget.
Chastity.
Chastity has
Okay.
it.
In her belt.
Because there
The
was
garter one.
It's not in the garter one. It's in the big one.
there was a letter left on your bed when we woke up that next morning. Chastity has it.
Yeah, and like, wouldn't Alan have woken up if you got kidnapped?
Well, if you listen to the start of when I was talking, I stepped out to get some fresh air.
Oh, you did say that.
Yeah,
Sorry. My master calls me a selective listener.
'cause this new world is beautiful. I needed to draw it.
You know, I wonder if the people who came after you had anything to do with that. And Teacup points at your arm.
What about my arm?
You know, that symbol on your arm.
There are 3 things on my arm.
Oh, the circle.
No, I did all of these myself.
Oh, well, that one means something in our world. Did you do it before you got here?
Yeah, I did it before I got here.
Wait, Teacup,
What does it mean?
you
Yeah.
you said that means something?
Uh-huh. That's a symbol in our world for, you know. You know, it's kind of taboo to talk about it, so just forget I said anything.
Well, if it's something bad, I can't really forget that.
Well, let's just say it's. We should probably go to the temple district. Actually, we could probably find it in one of the books.
Well, well, Christian,
Can't say it out loud.
if you are feeling okay, we did split up a bit to check out the rest of the city. I was going to see this library in the Bard College. If you wanted to come inside.
Yeah, I mean... I'm sorry, I just read chat.
This is
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. It means peace. Prior to a certain person using it. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I can get us in.
Well, we do have something we can try. And he like looks up at Teacup, referencing the letter.
Yeah, I got a letter.
Teacup said that their master was able to get them in. Wonder
It's
if
because he's important.
I was hoping at least if we got into the library, I could try to find out more about this place we're in.
So, the 3 of you make it to the library. And as you make your way into the main building, just to kind of describe it a little bit, you have to enter through the main hall, which has these high ceilings. These brass chandeliers, tall stained glass windows, and portraits and letters all like covering the walls. And you follow the directory to the library. You see a lot of students, presumably faculty and parents and family members as well as locals going about their time here. And you get to the library, and the person at the front desk, after assisting another person, sorry, brain, I was trying to remember a word. I didn't want to say customer, was helping another guest, turns to you and says, "Oh, welcome to the Loreheart City Bard College of Inspiration. How may I..." And then looks over to you, Christian. "Oh, welcome back."
Yeah.
Oh.
Hello.
Okay.
Teacup says, I have a letter. Can we be admitted? And the librarian giggles and says, let me check out that letter. And Teacup hands it over, and she goes, oh, wow. Yep, no, here. Hands back the letter. Please take as much time as you wish. And she hands each of you like a little library card to fill out, not like a library card, but like a card where you would write down the books. And she says, if you take any out, just write them down on this list. And with that, before you guys head into the stacks, we're going to head back to the girls plus Damien.
Woohoo!
The girls plus Damien.
So, you guys head back into the shopping district the way you came. What are we looking for, ladies?
I think Chastity gets drawn into one of the stalls that looks like it sells clothing.
Yes. So you see a rack outside that has a bunch of different clothes on hangers, and you see this beautiful boutique sign. They don't have a stall outside, but the rack is kind of what invites you over to take a look at it. And you actually do see an attendant right by the front window that pops her head out, and she says, ooh, hello.
Chastity flushes a little bit purple and she goes, hi. I was looking for a new outfit, maybe something with a little bit more fabric.
Yeah, well, more fabric. Are you sure?
She goes quiet a little bit and gets a little clammy, but then she just nods aggressively and she goes, yeah, pretty sure. More fabric.
Okay. Yeah, please come on in. And the name of this boutique is Venture Designs.
Do you have stuff with less fabric?
I have plenty of stuff with less fabric. She answers you, but is still looking at Chastity. This is a rather taller woman, curvaceous, voluptuous even. And she has pitch black hair with 2 blonde streaks that frame her face. She would look human if you didn't notice the little pointed ears just sticking out of the hair, along with the silver jewelry that adorns it.
Chastity looks her up and down and she again gets like really nervous, but she manages to like eke out what did you say your name was?
My name? I want to know your name, darling.
She like starts rubbing her palms down the side of her skirt because she's sweating. She goes, it's Chastity.
Chastity? Oh, what an ironic name, she says.
Chastity's
You,
absolutely burning up and she goes, whatever do you mean?
you're sweet. You can call me Zendrasi.
Sid, what was that again?
Zendrasi. Zendrasi.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And so Chastity, she's looking straight down at the floor at this point. And she just goes, well, Zendrasi, what would you recommend?
Oh, well, and then she finally turns to you, Sybil. The two of you have such gorgeous skin. I would hate to cover it up. Follow me. So she starts pulling things off of racks. And the crazy thing is you don't see her hands even moving. It just starts flying from all different parts of the store. And all of these garments get draped over each arm. She hands one to Sybil and one to Chastity. Damien, you're just kind of standing there, like a little off kilter. He is still muted.
Damien's just the guard dog at this point.
Yep. Yeah, okay.
You're just holding
Continue.
our bags.
He's holding the bag.
Exactly. He's on man duty.
So, for Sybil, she pulls out a couple of things for you that you start to try on, and there is only one dressing room. So, are you guys modeling for each other?
I think so, because I think Chastity would probably not want to go into the dressing room at the same time as Sybil.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I'm open to it. And she like wiggles her eyebrows.
And Chastity just kind of runs to the other side of the store and goes, you know what? I think I saw a really nice belt. I'll see you in a second.
Aw. So, yeah, not thinking straight, huh?
Not in the slightest.
She pulls out a pair of overalls for you, Sybil. They're overalls that are like shorts, not like the full kind. And it's literally just that the pocket is heart shaped.
Yeah.
And the denim is like a light wash that really kind of goes well with your new pale green skin. And this is the first time you're looking at yourself in a full-length mirror since transforming.
Probably thinks the pants she's wearing currently are a choice. Like, damn.
Yeah, you're like, why did I like why? You're
Like
not
after a
hating
while, you know, like after a while, she like starts like posing in the mirror. Is like, damn, I like it, kind of.
it. She gives you like these dresses with low cuts and puffy, flowy sleeves that are just a couple inches above the knee. And just gives you a bunch of fun garments to try out. After a while, Chastity, you go to try your clothes on.
Mhm.
One of the first pieces you put on is a sheer top that it leaves nothing to the imagination, but hey, at least you're covered.
And she goes, is this some kind of a joke? And she goes, no. And she like peels it off and reaches for the next thing.
The next thing kind of resembles a t-shirt to you, which is a little surprising. And it's big and flowy on you, but it's mesh. So a little more coverage than the sheer, but
She like holds her arms out and looks down at herself and goes, why? Oh, no. Okay. And she peels that one off.
the next thing you hold out, you do not even put on your body. It is a fishnet bodysuit.
She blushes purple at it and then she chucks it into the corner of the dressing room.
The next thing looks promising. It is a floor-length black gown.
And she goes, oh, okay, actual clothes. And she starts to put it on.
So you slip it over your head. How do you imagine the sleeves? Do you imagine them to be just like a shoulder tank? Do you imagine like these flowy, like puffy long sleeves almost?
So they're actually tight. So it's long sleeves that go all the way to her wrist, and they're tight and form-fitting on her arm, but then the sleeves don't come up past her
All the
shoulder.
way.
Instead, the whole bust line is a straight line across that's off the shoulder.
Okay. So there you go. See, I thought it was like one of those things that like dipped into a really low V down your belly button. Because that's what I was going to say.
Well, it's the bottom half that's more,
Oh, absolutely. So straight across the neckline, shoulders exposed, and you're like, okay, I can deal with that. The dress is still floor length. And then you go to turn and you stick your leg out and you realize you can stick your leg out. You turn the other way. You can stick your leg out there too. It has these big double slits that swish with each step. Your curvy hips kind of poke out of them. And you realize that you are covered, but your legs are out there.
Well, she gets a little bit off-put at first, and she starts turning around in the mirror, and the more the dress moves, the more she gets used to it and goes, I'll have to be careful how I sit, but, I think I can deal with this. And then she looks over and notices the rest of the outfit.
Can you continue to describe that to me?
Sure. So her belt and everything that was in it, because she's been carrying around still the book and the picture and the letter, is set off to the side, and she sees a bigger corset than the one she was wearing, one that actually does like cover both her waist and her breasts, and it's this silver material with like metallic silver threading through it. So she puts it on around the black dress and laces it in the back. And then when she looks in the mirror and everything is actually completely together, she kind of stops and she doesn't really believe that it's herself that she's looking at.
And it's kind of hard to, especially when you are red with all black eyes and horns and a tail. But you know it's you. In your heart, it's still your mind and your thoughts, and you move these fingers and these limbs, and it's your body, whether you like it or not. Do you feel like you can start to like it?
I think at this point she's looking at herself for the first time in this new body and thinking that it may not be quite so bad as she thinks. And so she's going to turn and actually pick up the book. At this point, she's got the book and she's tucked the picture in it already. She's tucking the letter into it too so that they won't get lost. She shoves it down the front of her corset. That's just where we put things. And she picks up the old clothes and decides she's going to take this outfit and she's just going to pay for it and wear it out.
Okay. So, and that's exactly what, that is exactly what, Zendrazi says. Oh my gods. Wearing it out?
And Chastity blushes again and she goes, yeah, it's something, you know?
You know, it just looks too good on you. You're like a walking advertisement. Oh,
And
half off.
Chastity, she's just squeaks out a little, thank you. And then she clams up and she can't talk anymore.
That boy just
Now,
wolf whistles.
let's see. You ladies. She looks over to Damien. Look like you are a bit more of the traveling type.
What made you say that?
She just looks between the three of you. No reason. And however, I do suggest getting clothes that are a bit more comfortable to travel in as well. And she starts to hand you like jackets, more sturdier boots. That are still really nice to look at, but are definitely more durable and heavier for different kinds of weather and terrains.
I think at this point, Chastity's going to manage to pipe up a little bit after having calmed down. She goes, do you sell men's clothes by any chance?
Oh, yes, I specialize in women's clothes, but I do make men's clothes because, you never know what kind of customer you're going to get in, and I like to be as inclusive as I can. But I will say, sometimes I am bad with trousers.
Chastity turns to Sybil and she goes, do you think we should pick up, like, jackets or boots or things for the guys?
Yeah, might as well.
And Chastity turns back to Zendrazi and says, well, could we just get 3 men's jackets, 1 big enough to fit our friend over here, and then 2 kind of standard size, and some extra pairs of boots, please.
She snaps, and it just all comes drifting over to the counter.
Ooh, you got any cloaks or anything?
Oh, yes. She looks at you and she says, I think you'll like this one. And she brings over this like midnight blue cloak with these gold detailings that remind you of the jacket that Faye Patron was wearing the night you met.
Much.
Let's see. She kind of looks over and she says, to Damien, and she says, that's what I thought. Boots probably won't be the best for that one. However, she pulls out like a little paper bag and she says, I have been working on a patent for these. Because one of our dear residents, Mr. Tyrell, he works at the weaponry and smithy. You know, just because they have paw pads doesn't mean they want to be barefoot. It can bother them sometimes. And she pulls out different sizings of like kind of like the tough part of a band-aid almost. Like an ace bandage. But on one side it is adhesive to stick to the bottom of their feet. And it is shaped like the little foot paws.
The toe beans, if you will.
The toe beans.
And I think Chastity's going to turn around and go, Damien, come here.
What do you see says?
Alex, are you there?
Oh, no. Never mind.
Damien's dead.
Has he been gone this whole time?
I mean, he didn't answer earlier, so I don't know what happened. I don't know if he went to sleep or something.
He went to sleep in the middle of stream. How unprofessional. Damien
You know
died.
what? I think we realized maybe Damien's still too high for this, and we go, you know what? We'll take
Let's
him.
just add it. Yeah,
Let's-
he's just
we'll
like,
No, like Sybil actually tries to like fit it on his foot, see if it fits right then and there.
She's like, I'm gonna put him on. You stick him. He's like, wait, what are you doing? No, I'm gonna fall.
It's for your own good.
You're tickling me. And you successfully, after a little bit of struggle, get them on his paw pads.
I think that works.
So, with all of this, and the discount for being so hot, she says, it would come to about 50 gold.
Want to split it? She says Chastity.
She goes, yeah, let's do 20 and then 10 from Damien since we got stuff for the guys.
Sure.
Just digging in Damien's pocket because he's not responding.
I mean, he just messed in Discord.
Yeah.
So. Oh, he's back.
He's so real.
So you have sticky stuff on your paw pads now. On the bottom of your feet.
We got you shoes.
Like, they're like shoes, or like they cap on top of the pads. Like,
Like an ace bandage on top of your paw pad shoes.
Is it silly?
I think it is.
They're kind of
Um,
like I think they actually do make them for like dogs, but it's like the things you can like stick to the bottom of their paw pads so the ground isn't as rough on them. So you make your purchase from the boutique. And what would you ladies like to do next? Plus
Is there
Damien.
any? I was gonna say, is there any like mystical stall with like weird and magical items?
Oh, definitely. There is definitely an oddity. Yes, those. Thank
Damien's
you for
do
saying
too.
that in chat. That is pretty much it. That's so funny. um, see, like, what is that on the bottom?
I think they're anti-skid. Grippy socks for dogs.
Yeah.
Grippy socks.
Yep, Damien got grippy socked.
That's crazy.
Damn. Not the grippy sock vacation.
It's a staycation. It's okay.
So, yes, there is a mystical shop. It's not going to be crazy magic items as much as it is oddities and trinkets.
It's fine.
So, the name of this shop, as you kind of walk in, you see this crazy, in this crazy like window display, and this like intricately wooden carved and painted sign. Sorry, got a little distracted. Um,
Hello.
I'm sorry.
Now
Very
the DM
quiet. I thought I
died.
disconnected.
First it was Damien, now it's the DM.
no, I'm
And we all
sorry.
thought it would be
I'm sorry.
Christian.
True.
the place is called the Salvage Beast.
What a name.
The Salvage Beast. So yes, my apologies for like going brain blank for a minute. I was trying to get to my notes and everything. So as you enter the Salvage Beast, for those of us who have seen Hal's moving castle, it looks like Hal's bedroom in the movie.
Mhm.
Where it's just trinkets hanging from the ceiling, barely any floor space, just shelves upon shelves, things on the walls. It is insane in here. Um, you see things like spinning and turning on their own. You see music boxes that are playing on their own. Shiny objects.
Is Damien still in the throes of it?
Coming down, but going into this place. Whoa.
Mhm. Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You were like, okay, I think I got this. Oh my God. And you just go into like that mode of when a cat sees the red little pointer.
I was thinking like the eyes get big and like there's probably some like
Yes.
pinwheel kind of thing that he starts to like flick and spin like.
That, yes. Your eyes go like wide, almost all black, and you just like start flicking it. And then you see another thing and you just start batting at it like a kitten.
Now this one I'm more down for. This is awesome. This is great.
Sybil, are you looking for anything in particular?
Not that I can think of. I'm kind of just like browsing if anything that comes of interest.
Okay. Chastity. Your staff that you are kind of, walking with because of its size,
Mhm.
it definitely starts to react a little bit. The amethyst pendulum that is suspended in the middle, it sways a little bit with your steps, but it starts to really swing. And it gives that familiar glow, like when you almost casted a spell.
I think Chastity's a little freaked out, but also morbidly curious, and so she like starts to walk around the crowded space and see if it gets particularly strong anywhere.
Yes. So as you do, after a couple minutes of wandering around, you do hear a hello.
Chastity starts
Welcome.
looking around. She's like, "Hi, who said that?"
Eventually, um, your staff actually starts to lead you towards the voice, and you see this counter, this like glass and wooden counter, covered and filled with all sorts of things. You hear a little bit of shifting as things kind of get pushed aside, and then suddenly a head pops up.
Chastity
Welcome to
starts
the
back.
salvage. Oh,
Sorry.
no. Did that scare you, young lady?
Just a little. Sorry.
Well, welcome to the Savage Beast. Salvage Beast.
I assume like
Um,
Sybil just like waves a hand underneath the head. Like or like
No,
looking for string.
it's a full body.
Oh.
It's just you just
All I
see the
heard
head.
was head.
Yeah, no, it's just because you only see the head right now because he's really short and he's behind the counter, and you kind of see like these big tufts of gray hair like sticking out at odd angles on the side but bald on top, and this big scrunkly beard, and these goggle like glasses that make his eyes look really wide.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Hi, what can I get you ladies? I got pendants, I got amulets, I got necklaces.
Well, I don't think we were looking for anything in particular, but do you have any recommendations for people who travel often?
Oh, yes. He reaches his hand down, and you hear some rustling, and then he slaps a rolled up old piece of paper on the counter. You're gonna want one of these.
Chastity like
What is it?
looks at it every which way.
Do you unroll it?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a map.
She goes, "Oh, map. Yeah, that would be helpful."
Where does
And
it
not
lead?
just any map. So he starts his sentence with not just any map, and then you ask that question, and he says, "It's a map of the continent."
Oh, yeah, that'll be useful.
And you look at it, and it is in fact a map of what looks like a continent. And this map is held long ways, rather than horizontally. And you see in a scrawl at the bottom a name that sounds familiar due to your traveling companion, Teacup. The name is scrawled as Esmir.
I think Chastity looks it over and she goes, "Okay, yeah, that'll be good. We'll take it." And then she like turns and she looks at Damien and remembers the incident with the blue like potion. And she like leans down and she whispers and she's like, do you have anything like medicine wise, possibly? Just in case.
Medicine. Not me, but there is an apothecary in town, yes.
All right. Which way is their stall?
Across the street.
Okay, and how much
That's
is the map?
How much is what?
How much is the map?
Oh, how much is the map? 10 gold.
Chastity will pay for the map and then start walking across the street.
Chastity, as you put the 10 gold down, you realize that sounds a little expensive for a fucking map.
Um,
I think she'll stop when she realizes it.
He starts to like try and pull the gold coins away.
Chelsea's
Sybil
doing
also-
math in her head, and she's like, if a whole bunch of clothes and all of that gear was like 50, and this was like, because she's not used to the like monetary system, obviously, and she like looks at Sybil and she's like, do you think maybe this is a little expensive?
You trying to swindle us?
No, I tried to tell you, it's not like any other map.
So what makes it different?
What makes it different? Oh, let me tell you what makes it different. So he opens the map. I need to hear. Um. So he says to the map. As he holds it up in front of his face, Ingridior. And you watch as the map starts to kind of fade away and transform into from a continent map to a city map. And you see now a little symbol that kind of looks like kind of like a chevron. And he holds it up to you. And he turns and he starts taking a couple of steps. And you watch as that chevron moves on the map.
Chastity looks at it and she goes, does it do anything else? Any other commands?
Yes. He says, Celare. And the map goes blank. And now it just looks like an ordinary piece of parchment.
And how do you turn it back on?
He says, Ingridior. And it shows the continent again.
She goes, anything else we need to know about it?
Nope, that's it. So it will always show you what city you're in and your exact location on the map.
She goes, all right,
And
thank you.
and if you ever need to switch between the big version and the city or town version, all you need to say is Ingredior, and it'll switch.
Thank you.
Think I'm
you could've-
swindling now?
You could have led with that.
I tried. You interrupted.
No, you interrupted me.
Get out of my shop.
It's all right. We were just leaving anyway.
And
Shit,
as
Tyler.
as you start to walk away, your staff like stops moving. Like you try and tug it, and it will not move from its spot.
She like puts both hands on it and she's pulling and she's like, what is wrong with this thing?
It starts to glow and vibrate. The gentleman, turns back and he says, "Oh, interesting."
Jessie snaps up because she's nervous and she goes, what? What's interesting?
Hmm. He whistles, and you hear a of wings as a bat lands on his head.
Baby.
Oh my god, it's happening.
And
She goes, is that a bat?
he goes, "Yes, it came one day and wouldn't leave."
Maybe it likes you?
We tolerate each other. And he reaches up and feeds it a piece of cheese. You don't know where the fuck that cheese came from. Uh, and the staff tugs you towards the gentleman and this bat.
Jessie follows it and she's like, okay, whoa, all right.
And once it gets close enough, that glowing starts to calm down, pretty much. And you see that these bats' eyes are bright purple, like an amethyst.
I think she's intrigued by it and she says to the shopkeeper, is it friendly?
Yeah, enough. The bat tilts its head at you. And then it hops down off the head and on the counter and like kind of does a little step toward you.
Chastity's gonna hesitantly reach out her hand, attempting to pet it.
Roll an animal handling.
Let's see. 16.
So you reach out to pet it, it sniffs you, and it gives you a little lick with a quick little with its tiny tongue.
Oh.
And it lets you scratch its chin.
And Chastity sort of leans down as it gets comfortable and she goes like, "Hi, little guy." She looks up at the shopkeeper and goes, "Does it have a name?"
I never bothered.
Oh, well, sure is cute.
He looks at the bat, looks at your staff, looks at the bat, looks at you, looks at the staff, looks at the bat.
It's an Old Spice commercial.
Looks at Damien. He's batting wind chimes.
He is. He is. He looks at Damien. He's batting wind chimes. He looks at the bat. He says to the bat, "What are you so interested in, huh? Got so many interesting things in here. You're interested in someone else's property." The bat looks at him and it just squawks or makes whatever
They squeak.
That noise. Yeah,
They
little little
squeak.
squeak. I was gonna say, I don't know why I meant to say squeak, not squawk. It just meow, meow. And like its little fangs just kind of poke out. And he
Like a
says,
Pokemon.
okay. I see.
She goes, sees what?
This bat, he says, used to be a familiar. Do you know what those are?
No. Familiar with what?
Like, like a familiar to a magic user. Kind of like an assistant, a helper, sometimes a friend.
An assist, a help. What help can a bat be?
You start to be reminded a little bit of Teacup when he says this. And he says bats could be a lot of help. Familiars could be a lot of help. But this bat, his owner, his master, passed away. And that is how I found him.
Chastity gets really sad for the bat and she just like pets it a little softly.
I am not a magic user, I am just a magic collector, he gestures. So he came to be at my shop. His master used to come here. Used to give me fun items, used to give me money. What's a good customer? And one day he dropped off little bat here. And that was it.
And Chastity says, how long ago was that?
Oof, well, that was about, what was that now? 28 years ago.
She's like really shocked by that, especially because it seems like a very long lifespan for a bat.
Yeah.
She like leans down and she puts her face by it and she goes, oh, you've been alone for a long time, huh?
Hey, I'm right here.
I wasn't talking to you.
The bat kind of like squeaks at you. And then all of a sudden, you hear, yeah, but look at that shiny thing you got.
She like turns her head every which way and she's like, what? Who said that?
I did.
Who? What do you mean I? Who are you?
Me, I'm the bat.
She like looks down and her eyes go really wide and she goes, you can talk?
It's flapping its little wings and you see like its little hands. Yes.
And she looks up at the shopkeeper and she goes, does it talk to you?
Yes, it does.
Huh. Okay. Talking animals. Right. Fantasy world. Got it.
Fantasy.
We do have Teacup, who was a bunny.
Looks like a human, though, a little bit. And I guess she looks back down at the bat and she remembers what it said and she's like, oh, you like this staff?
Yeah, it reminds me of my master.
Did your master use one like it?
Kind of. His had a big blue orb and dragon's claws on it.
Well, mine's not quite so fancy, but it works.
I still think it's fancy. It looks like me.
And she looks between the amethysts and the bat's eyes and she goes, yeah, it does look like you.
I miss doing magic.
And I think Chastity gets a weird feeling, especially looking between the bat and her staff, and she goes, well, lot of my friends and I can do magic. If you want, you could come with us.
He tilts its head. It tilts its head at you and it looks back at the old man. The old man says, "Well," and it says, "I didn't think I could." The old man says, "I was never your master." "No, but you have been my friend." "Yes, and friends will see each other again eventually, yes?" The bat looks a little sad. "Promise?" The old man laughs and gives like a sad smile. "One day. Go, go. You must travel. It's been much too long for you here in my shop. There's only so many times you can eat magic artifacts and get away with it." "I didn't eat it last time."
Oh.
"Yeah, you did." The old man gives it a little scratch between its ears, and he picks it up. And by the way, this is a gnome man, so he is very small. He
Mhm.
picks it up, and he must be standing on some type of stool behind this counter. As he crawls up on top of the counter and reaches out and places this bat on top of your staff, like a perch.
Oh.
Ah, there you go. That's where he's meant to be. Yes, yes, yes.
Chastity looks up and she goes, "You good up there, little bud?"
He spreads his wings and lets out a loud squeak.
She goes, "All right, well then, I guess you're coming with us. Let's go."
And you start to walk away with ease, no tugging, and you hear, "Don't forget the trash man."
What?
That's me. They call me the trash man.
Danny DeVito.
Chastity turns around and she just
Damn it,
goes,
Danny.
"We won't forget. Thanks."
The trash man.
And then he shouts one last time, "I'll miss you, mouse."
It's
turns-
Danny's mouse.
I know. She turns and she goes, "Mouse, is that your name?"
The bat says, "Yes, I am Mouse the Bat."
Oh my god, it's Mouse the Bat.
This is the Mouse cinematic universe, always.
Now I just need Bat the Mouse.
And she goes, "I like it. It suits you."
Yeah. Onward.
Got any other magical animals just gonna take with us?
Nah, that's
I
it.
think this is the last one.
That's kind of rude.
Nah, just kidding. So, you guys head across the street to the apothecary, where you can collect a variety of items, ranging from medicated teas, poultices, potions. You get various types of soaps, both in bar and liquid form for when you finally have time to bathe. You also get bath salts. You can get incense here if you need them for your spells.
Sybil, you need
Oh.
anything in particular?
Take a thing of that bath soap because Damien over here sure needs one.
Ooh,
I agree.
Shots
So it's
fired.
probably a good idea.
Hey, I'm self-cleaning, I think. I
You
don't
can
know.
get a
Some of us aren't, so
you you can get a de-shedder de-shedder brush for him.
He needs like one of those like specialty brushes where like you press it out and like it comes out in a heart
Yep.
shape or something, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I figure we'll pick up soap, and then Chassie's gonna look around for the shopkeeper.
So, you do see a smaller elven woman. And she says, "Welcome."
Chassie says, "Hi. We were looking for some things for travelers. Things for injuries, illnesses. What would you recommend?"
Oh, yes, absolutely. She says, "This is my adventurers bundle. We get so many people coming through here. I figured it was a good option." She pulls out this pouch and she starts pulling out items. She says, "It comes with 5 healing potions. It comes with special teas. Let's see what else. We also have bandages, as well as medicated creams for various usages. Let's see here. She pulls out this burlap sachet and she says, "If you knead and like knead on it like dough and shake it up, it heats up like a heating pouch. It is reusable. You can use it twice per day. Um, let's see, what else do I have? I have incense in here, just good for the aura and your breathing. Let's see." And she just pulls out a bunch of like useful items to have on the road.
How much?
For one bundle, it would be about 5 gold. Actually, oh, sorry. She digs into it a little deeper. She says, let's see. Five gold with the healing potions. I always forget the healing potions. My mom says I run a bad business. It would be 55 gold per bundle.
Whew. Chassie turns to Sybil and she goes, "Think we can manage to split this 3 ways again? It sounds useful."
What is it?
But wait. So how many potions per bundle?
5 healing potions.
The standard ones?
Mhm.
And what's the asking price? Sorry, I missed that.
So you're getting 5 healing potions, a medic kit, which is going to have bandages, medicated ointment, medicated teas and herbs and sachets, and basically all the stuff you could have for the road once you run out of said potions. All of that is 55 gold pieces.
Okay.
I have an idea. Can I kind of persuade to like bring the price down a bit?
What would you like to say?
Basically, we're just new adventurers, just starting out. It'd be super helpful for us. We don't have much, but
She
you know
goes,
how it goes.
I mean, I'm sure
Um,
our extended survival would only be a good thing for your business. We could come back later and whatnot. And I'd
Mhm.
like to help Sybil on this.
Okay. Would you like to each roll separately, or would you like Sybil to roll with advantage?
I'll give Sybil the advantage.
All right, go ahead.
Ooh, nice. I said persuasion, right?
Yes.
23.
Nice.
23, you said?
Mhm.
She goes, well, the average price for one potion on its own is 50, and I'm already giving you 5, but I guess it would be good to have repeat customers. Man, okay,
Awesome.
I can do 35 gold.
Chastity goes, "Can you throw in the bar of soap?"
Oh, yeah. She says, here, I have bar soap. I also have bath salts. Are you guys interested in that?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. And she puts those in there. Um, there you go. It's 35?
I'll put the 15 down.
And then 10 from Chastity and from Sybil.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you for your business. I want to say hope to see you again soon, but I hope you stay healthy.
Thanks to you, I'm sure we will. Have a good one.
You too. Be safe out there. And as you're walking out, you do also see a very nice little business card.
We'll take one for later.
Yay.
Well, that was nice. I can't wait to do it again immediately. Say, where is the we're at?
The what?
The
In here.
little rat.
Oh. Well, you would know that they all went to the historic district.
Would Damien know that they went to the historic district?
Sybil and Chastity would know. It's okay.
I trust that at least Chastity was paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
I figured let's maybe go meet up with them. I think we've been shopping long enough.
Yeah.
I only
So-
vaguely remember, but there was some kind of weapons spot on the way, right?
It is back a little further, but you don't think you'll miss out on anything.
I was thinking about hitting that if you got time.
Yeah, it's up to the two ladies. You do know, Alan is with Teacup. Still wondering where Christian is at, but you're not entirely sure if he's here.
I think Chastity would rather go catch up with Alan and Teacup, so she's gonna head that way.
Okay. So, Damien off to Weaponsmith. Sybil, are you gonna stick with him?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So nice.
All right. So, respectfully, I am going to come back to the weaponry and smithy just
Mhm.
because I feel like I don't want to leave Alan and Christian sitting for too long. So, after some time of walking and making your way through town on your own, Chastity, you kind of enjoy getting to chat a little bit with the bat named Mouse. And if you do ask a little bit more about Lorehart and the historic district, it will tell you about the library that is situated in the Bard College, which kind of piques your interest as somewhere Alan might have gone.
Yep, so Chastity, hearing that there's a library, is gonna figure, let's check there first.
Okay. So, similar description as to what I was saying earlier, you see a bunch of what looks like current and potential students walking about. You kind of see the second years and third years, if you even know what those are. But for description purposes, just kind of smiling and looking at all the first years coming in with their parents. And the first years just excitedly walking around campus with their families. And you see these big, beautiful spires and buildings and architecture as you make your way through the main doors of the college and through to the library. After all this time had passed, I would say that Christian and Alan are probably finishing up their library trip. For the sake of that, I will talk to the two of them post stream about what they wish to hunt for during the library trip. Unless you guys would like to really quickly sum up what you might be carrying in your arms. Did you hear that last part? Sorry.
Yep.
I'm trying to process what you mean by that.
What
Like, what
subjects are you
brand of
looking
the
for?
library?
Oh, okay.
Like
So, like,
general
yeah.
history,
Okay.
religion, politics. Like I'd probably have a couple books on language and politics.
Okay. Alan would look for the history of Loreheart, as well as any other things about that might be in this library about the continent itself.
Very easy to find.
Is Teacup getting any book?
Oh, Teacup's gotten a fat stack, but needed your guys' help carrying it.
I won't be much help.
You won't be?
No. I have -1 strength.
Fair enough.
You're carrying a book. One book.
Teacup is probably stronger than me.
Teacup is carrying one big book, and it's just like like kind of like stumbling with it. And then eventually you guys situate yourselves at a nice table up by the stained glass windows on the main floor. And that is probably when Chastity would come in, seeing you guys sitting around the table with the books you've chosen.
I think she's gonna pop over, seeing like Alan and Teacup first, and like as she's walking up, she's like, "Oh, there you guys are. Oh, sorry we took so long. And she like stops dead, and she sees Christian, and she goes, "Oh, you found him."
Oh, you're back. Yeah. Christian was here after all.
And she like looks him up and down and sees the injuries, and she goes, "What happened to you?"
I was kidnapped by a cult.
Yeah, a cult.
Kidnapped by... What do you mean kidnapped by a cult? You left a note. You said you left on your own.
Do you have the note? I'd love to see it.
Yeah, I have the note, Christian. And she like reaches down, kind of irritated, into her corset and takes it out of the book and hands it to him.
I'll take it. Look at it. Very interesting.
What is?
That drawing is mine. The note? Not. And I look through my sketchbook. And I'll be like, it was ripped out from here.
Chastity looks where it's pointing and she goes, "I guess so."
They took a page out of your book?
I guess they didn't want anyone to follow me.
Well, can we go back to where you said you were kidnapped? Why, in God's name, did somebody kidnap you in the middle of the night?
Well, I'm pretty sure it's because they mistook me for someone else.
Who else?
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Someone named Mendax Umbra.
Is that name familiar to you?
No. It was the
Chastity,
first time that I've heard that name before.
Chastity thinks on it for a second, and she takes a deep breath, and she kind of like closes her eyes, and she goes, "Christian, can I talk to you in private?"
Sure.
Real quick, I'm so sorry. Before you go,
Mm-hmm.
Teacup slaps his little paws, like kind of like Thumper-esque, on the book that it has open. And they point to a symbol on the book. And you look at the symbol, and you look at Christian's arm, and you look at the symbol. And
It becomes an Old Spice commercial again.
it's an Old Spice commercial. And it is pretty much the same.
Christian is a book.
Yeah, Christian's a book. And it's that black and purple circle that's tattooed on his arm.
She's gonna look at Teacup, note the symbol, and go, right. And she starts walking to like an aisle of the library that's a little bit more secluded.
While
Christian,
while
do you
that
follow?
happens,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Alan.
well, when they walk away, can Alan will look at Teacup and be like, "I'm sorry, but can I check out this anything on that symbol that's in that book?"
Yeah, that's the taboo stuff I was saying.
And if there's info on the symbol, he will read it.
Yes. So, Teacup crawls across the table and sits in your lap and pulls the book over. So you guys can read together. I will send you some whispers about that shortly, okay?
Sounds good. That's fine.
All right.
It's just a normal symbol, I swear. Totally.
All right. Chastity and Christian, you're up.
So once they're alone and out of earshot, Chastity looks Christian dead in the eye and she goes, all right, this has gone on long enough. I need you to tell me the truth.
About what?
What do you mean about what, Christian? Everything. Why did you set us up like this? Why are we here?
Oh, you want to know why we're in the fantasy world?
Yes.
That's simple. The old world was boring. Wasn't
Oh.
expecting to come here so soon, though.
The old world was boring.
We
Christian,
all hated it in our own way.
listen, I'll be the first to admit that our lives were not perfect, but you weren't always this person. You weren't always this reckless.
I guess you didn't know me well enough then.
There was a time, not that long ago, that we told each other everything.
And then what changed?
A lot changed, Christian. But you more than me. I saw you. I saw you walk into the forest with those other kids, and I saw you walk out alone. And I saw you in that car when your eyes turned white, when you reached for the steering wheel. What is going on?
Well, don't really recall walking out of the woods too much. I'll be honest there. Don't really remember the night. And with the car, well, that was the only way to save us.
Save us. What do you mean, save us? You put us in this position.
Well, Damien was about to crash the car.
Because you had him driving it.
I'm not the one who gave him alcohol.
But you knew, didn't you?
See, I would love to say I was 100% sure, but there's no such thing as certainty.
You're sneaking around, you're talking in riddles. And how are we supposed to trust anything that you say?
I mean, once again, was not lying about being kidnapped by a cult. That was 100% the truth. Whether you believe me or not.
All right, fine. I'll take you at your word at the cult, but can we go back 1 second?
Yeah.
The old world was boring. How did you even know there was more than one?
There's a bunch of ways, but I think the simplest is just. How should I put this? I've had visions of a new world.
Visions?
Yeah. Like, we were all supposed to be more than just regular people. It's a shame that I didn't change my appearance as much as the rest of you.
Yeah, I wondered about that. And why is it that your tattoo is on that book back there?
Wish I could tell you. I didn't read the book. I have no idea what the tattoo means.
What is it that you wanted in bringing us here? What is this new world? What is this better self?
I wanted us all to have a chance to live the life that we deserve.
And what is it that we deserve, Christian?
Happiness. None of us would have found it in the old world. We would have just been bound by fate.
Happiness. Do any of us seem happy to you? Did we seem happy when the car crashed?
Well, not any less than you were before we left. Or do you want to go back to being the perfect daughter, not having a will of your own? Is that what you want?
What I want is irrelevant. Our families, our lives, everyone we've ever known and loved is back there.
There's a way back, don't you worry. It'll take time though. So, we'll live here until I am able to offer you that choice.
Until you're able. What do you mean?
The old world didn't have a lot of power. Very hard to gather up energy.
Energy for what?
Casting a spell.
Christian, I'm going to tell you this once, and then we're going to go back and pretend that everything is fine. I will go along with your little game. I will live in this little world because if we don't stick together, we're all going to die. But if you give me reason for even 1 second to think that you're going to put us all at risk one more time, I won't let you. Understood?
I do not want any of you to die. That would really be a shame. Keeping you all healthy is the goal of this whole mission. There's no point if a single one of us dies. I know none of you would probably care too much if I die, but that's the gamble I am willing to make.
Wouldn't care if you Christian. I care a lot more than you know. Don't be fucking ridiculous.
Then let's head back.
Fine, let's head back. And you need medicine. You look like shit.
I got a potion. It's just dried blood at this point.
Well,
As you
I bought soap.
as you guys start to walk back, was Mouse with you? Did you take the staff?
I think I left it propped against the table.
Okay. So you return to see Teacup, Mouse, and Alan all poring over this one tome.
I want art of this. I want
Yeah,
I
like-
want art of Alan with these two one animal person and one actual animal reading a book.
That's so
A
cute.
Disney
Yes.
princess.
So Teacup is sitting in your lap, and Mouse is like standing on the table, looking over it.
This is the wholesome content I was looking for.
Yes, Alan moment.
You just come back and you're just like, oh look, he's reading with the animals.
Mouse, you also, Alan, hear Mouse's voice.
Is it out loud or is it telepathy?
It's kind of hard because at first you do think it's telepathy because it doesn't open its mouth. When it says, "What you reading?" And then you do think it is out loud when it yells. It lets out a screech. And its eyes start glowing. And then it calms down after Chastity returns. And you get a lot of angry looks and shushes.
Chastity comes back and grabs her staff, presumably with Mouse on it, and she goes, "And what did you guys get up to?"
Well, I know what that symbol is that is on Christian's arm. It's a
And
holy symbol, it seems. Represents a goddess of darkness and the night. Goes under names of the Mistress of Night or the Lady of Loss.
at this point, Chastity is still too raw from the conversation with Christian, so she just goes, interesting, and she just doesn't even process it anymore.
Okay. With that, honestly, I know it's getting pretty late. I feel like that's kind of a perfect ending for tonight, unless you guys want to keep going.
Low-key, I think that's a good spot.
I
That
really
is a
think it's a
really
good.
good spot.
Bruh, it got
I'm
completely fine pushing off.
spicy.
Yeah. Damn.
I don't think I could wait another 2 weeks if I'm being so real with you guys.
Bro, I wish it
cannot.
wasn't this late. I would totally say let's keep going because now I'm invested.
Uh,
Me too. That was so good. Oh my
Me
god.
too.
Good roleplay for you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
oh my god, you guys.
Round of applause.
Wow.
Claps and
Seriously,
snaps.
snap. Coming down from that, how's everybody feeling?
Feeling sick. Not sick,
Oh my
sick, but
god.
like it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Okay.
No, not the bad kind of sick.
Yeah, not the illness, not the down with the
Ill,
sickness.
but in a good way.
It's so good.
Wah.
I'm surprised no one tried to figure out if I was lying to them.
I
They're
know
just like,
better.
I'm gonna accept it. I know better.
Kristen's
So-
too weird. Christian's just too plain weird to
Oh, yeah.
ever tell.
Let's go around the table, starting with Christian. Favorite thing about this session? Thing you're looking forward to most?
Probably the interrogation. That was really fun. And I'm looking forward to learning about this symbol that you have found.
You psychopath.
Thank you. The ultimate.
Canon interaction between Alan and Christian.
It's funny because like I still think of like what was it like either last time we played this or like another like 2 episodes prior when you were like it's like an episode of The Office.
Yeah.
And like that
Mhm.
imagery when we do these like kind of recaps in character has never left my mind and it makes it a lot easier.
Thank Thank you. I was
Yeah.
like, I was really appreciate that
This
because
is coming
I
from
felt
someone
like
who has never seen The Office, but
neither have I. I was like, it's giving The Office / like reality TV, like confessional. I like having you guys in character, and I really appreciate it because I feel like it kind of keeps you in character and like makes you keep thinking about the game more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Speaking
Parks
of,
and Rec does the same thing too. But anyway.
yes. No, yeah. Damien,
Mhm.
you're up next.
I really like that we've finally got some Mystery Planet in here. We're finally starting to really grab at what's going on. Christian's really fucking weird. And one thing that I was consistently thinking during that argument between the two of them, where Christian mentioned that the old world was boring and that they were doomed by the strings of fate, I think Damien would eat that shit up with a spoon. He'd be so like in that sort of logic, because I mentioned in the conversation with Alan that Damien doesn't really know if he'd want to go back. Things weren't really awesome for him. So I think that all of those talking points would really resonate with the Lion Man.
You don't think he'd be mad that he put them in the situation?
I don't think so. It'd be
Interesting.
really interesting to see what it would look like, what it would unfold. But theorizing just from my little gamer chair, yeah, I don't think he'd be super pissed about it.
Dang, okay. All right. Alan, how are we feeling?
all right. Well, the whole mystery portion definitely made things a lot more interesting and fun. Like honestly, like it really was good that we ended on this point because this was like this is the first real breakthrough, I think, in terms of like the overall like questions we had about the world and stuff. So I think that was a really big point that I loved. And just getting to this like first kind of major city is also really nice. I'm enjoying it.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. All good things. Chastity, what about you? What is going on, girl?
Girl.
I feel like it's weird to say that the last scene with Christian was the highlight because it was like negative and emotionally intense, but also I guess I was pleasantly surprised that Christian actually chose to tell Chastity anything. I thought he was just going to dodge all the questions. And I think I'm looking forward to meeting more interesting and powerful people. Obviously, Teacup's master appears to be kind of a big deal because of the way that other people react. So I'm interested to see what that's going to be like.
Heck yeah, my master's so important and cool, he's gonna blow your socks off. Sybil!
I really like, of course, whatever we said those last moments and everything. But honestly, I also really liked the bat mouse.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We finally got the bat named Mouse.
That name Mouse, Cinematic
The
Universe,
Mouseverse.
the Mouse.
The Mouseverse. See, this is really funny because Teacup originally was a mouse, and I was considering naming the mouse Bat.
Shut up.
I know,
That
right?
would've
But now it's
been
a rabbit.
That would have been confusing.
That's gonna be Teacup's fellow familiar,
Yeah,
and the
probably.
two are in competition with each other all the time.
No, they're besties. Teacup doesn't have a hateful bone in its body.
Put some workplace drama in there, Sydney. You're powerful enough.
They're also rivals.
They're also
Maybe they're.
rivals.
Oh my god, rivals to lovers?
Oh my god.
Not that
Anyway. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, Sybil.
No, basically, just like I'm really excited to see where this whole interaction with Christian and all that mystery where it goes. and how
I'm
it gets
excited.
revealed, like to each, because it has only got revealed to Chessie, so I'm really excited to see how it gets revealed to everybody else
I'm like,
and
I
how
know
they're
it's
going to
only been
react.
like I know it's only been 4 sessions, but the build up with all of this has been crazy so far. Like I
Mhm.
feel like we're halfway through a campaign, not just the beginning. It's crazy.
It is insane. It's wild.
I'm really loving it.
We're just building
I
up for Christian to get offed.
oh.
Just
I hope we have a
Damn.
backup character.
absolutely one shot.
Brutal.
This guy's so mysterious. He's dead. Fuck.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to some of the next upcoming things that I have planned. A lot of fun and good things coming up, and I'm looking forward to playing again. For our schedule, if I'm right, next week is Blades, and the week after is also Blades.
Yes, that was the theorized thing because I'll be away the 2 following weekends after that. So you guys will be able to get a very good dose of greasers after I have stabbed you with the blades in the dark.
Alrighty. Good to know. So double Blades event for the next couple of weeks, and then double Greasers event the weeks after. So
Which means
packed
that you
upcoming month.
guys need to start coming up with a crew name.
Yeah, we should probably do
yeah.
that.
Our
Probably.
crew
didn't
name is
like,
going to be crew name.
We didn't
Crew
like.
name.
Crew name TM.
We didn't
Crew
like.
name
all
Ghost? Question
baddies.
mark?
Bald baddies.
Yeah.
Ball baddies is
Bald
funny.
baddies. I do love bald baddies
Oh,
so
God.
much.
It is funny.
All right.
But yeah, anyway, chew on it. That's all.
And also, if you don't understand the bald baddies joke, then that means you're not watching Blades. Go tune in. See you next week.
Yeah. Watch some of those VODs.
When I can
Alrighty.
get them up. Hint,
True.
hint,
Yeah.
DM.
Yeah. No. It's okay. I'll get on it. Alrighty.
We have fun here.
We
have
do.
fun here.
We do. All right. So listen, you degenerates, go get to bed. I know you guys work tomorrow. Some of you.
Yeah.
Me too. Actually, I have.
Ew.
Ew.
Yeah, I got work tomorrow too.
Gonna be
8:30 a.m. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you as your DM in 3 weeks. Oh, I'm not going to survive. But I'll
Yeah.
see you as Io next week, besties. Good night
True.
and have a great holiday weekend if you're celebrating.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Good
Good
night.
night.